Good morning and welcome to day 10 of the 12 days of Yule, from counting down from the 20th of December, and we've already gone through Mother's Night. We've celebrated the winter solstice Yule, and that was on different dates for different people this year because of the whether you decided to celebrate the end and the beginning, or whether you decided to celebrate the longest night altogether, which is a very cozy thing to do. Um, that's gone. We've had mistletoe and promise. We've moved into, oh, I'm going to have to look it all up. Teachers and guides. We looked at our teachers and guides, and actually today is going to be an extension from yesterday of looking at things like that, because we did teachers and guides on day 4, and on day 8 yesterday we did lessons remembered, lessons learned. We also did then look at curiosity and the secret smile for Christmas Eve, the heart center for Christ, and emanating out. So we were hiding things, our gifts, on the first day. On Christmas Day we were emanating them out, and on day 7 we were looking at how we would take them out into the world, and just setting the very base for that, which was not moving at all, which is what we should be doing in winter really. So that was thought, and we speculated that was Father's Night, but then there was another day yesterday where it was, because it was lessons learned, it was still about teaching, that it was also relating to Father as well that day. So today, I missed out Harmony Flow. We had a Harmony Flow as well, where we did a practice run, and that's actually quite important because it's getting the feel for being able to move again. And I kind of can see a logic in doing that, just getting that feeling, because that is all we're doing at this stage. We're not actually going out into the world and taking our stuff. We're just kind of our skills. We're just coming in and working out what it feels like. What does it feel like to move out into the world? And then yesterday we looked at lessons learned, and so that's kind of like, well, hang on, what are the things, the obstacles that are going to make us stop for a minute, as I don't want to go down that path. When I get moving, I need to be clear about where I'm going, and today is about defining the path. So I've come out here to celebrate the sun, and it seems to have gone behind a cloud just at the moment, and I'm wearing my sun hat. But actually it makes it a little bit easier for me to see the screen. I don't know what it's like for you now. I might have to lift it up. Um, yeah, so now then, Sunna is the sun god that they celebrate today in the Nordic tradition, as I've read about. And today is about emanating. So it's kind of like you're going to be emanating your gifts. But we've also celebrating the moon in this, because the moon reflects back the light of the sun. It takes the light and shines it back to us on the earth. And that kind of links in with another character, if you like, which are the Elven and the Fae. Now, obviously they can't be seen in the normal physical realm as we know it. Whether they exist or not it depends what you call exist, I guess. But it doesn't really matter. It's getting a sense of what that is about, because from spiritual practice, as I see it, it still comes down to seeing your projections and owning them. So it's kind of, and that's the work we're going to be looking at doing. And thank you very much for the Elven and Fae, and a little bit of Sunna who's shining through here. And the moon gives us the feedback also, the reflection back. So as I was reading about Elven, it was kind of saying that they can be a bit mischievous, or they can seem a bit mischievous, and have a little bit of the trickster energy in there. And that, even if you look at some of the Sufi texts, that still is helping us to come back to know our truth, to know the truth about who we are inside. So what I would like to invite is it possible to be in a place where it's possible to observe your reflection in another, because they say that they will act out exactly how you are being or feeling, what state you are in truth. So it's kind of like, so right now I am presenting, but if I were to step back a little bit further, then there may be something else going on in the background that I'm not really aware of. And that is what is supposed to be reflected back. It's kind of, it's looking a little bit deeper than we did yesterday, of sort of like coming back just a bit. How do I actually really feel inside? But the focus for today, for me, rather than being deep in delving, because this isn't a therapy session as such, is more about what do you want to portray. So it's coming back that step further and saying, okay, actually maybe I'm feeling a bit, I don't know, I just feel all right really, but maybe I'm feeling a bit tired, see, and I want to feel more awake. But instead of forcing that up, it's kind of like, how can we kind of grow that, allow that to just, have that as an intention before we set on our path. And if we come back to day 8, day 8 was harmony flow, day 9 was lessons learned. If we come back to day 8, where we were skiing down the slopes, and you had to be very careful of the obstacles. It's kind of, we need to be sure that we're heading in the right direction before we set off, because if you make a mistake, you're going to have to stop pretty quickly and then climb up with skis to go all the way back down the right path. That could be like some hard work. So it is actually quite an amazing thing to look at it like that as well, that we really have to get it right before we start. But that's actually what I want to do today, is really coming back. So we practice stopping and dropping and coming back into ourself and back into our spine. So it's really going to be again about doing this exercise a little bit deeper, but this time with a visualization for where we do want to go. So if we are to look through this year at the ways we don't want to go, the lessons we learned, the characters that we don't want to play again, the stories we don't want to write, the grooves coming out of these, which one do you want to regroove? Because it takes effort and energy. And I'm going to be setting up some workshops this year to really focus on this, because that kind of links in with the motivation for why I ever started doing this in the first place. And it can be the most difficult thing to do, to actually set the energy in place before we begin. We're losing the sun even more. So I might go in again for the meditation. Um, yeah, so if you want to find yourself somewhere to settle, and I'm going to head into where I can be sure I can use both hands as well, because I'm having to hold this, and we'll look at that a little bit deeper and run some Reiki as well. Okay. Okay, so just to begin this meditation, as usual, if you just take some relaxing breaths in and out. And again. And one more time. And if you just, again at the moment, come right into yourself. You can put your hand on your heart, your belly. Just relax. You might want to put it here if your head won't stop. Just help it to calm down. Or here if you're wanting to speak. Just to help you let go of that. And just really resting. And from this place right now, I'm going to ask you can you sink back into your own knowing? What does that feel like? If you could feel your own knowing. Really clear knowing. And if you want to close your eyes and just do a little visualization with me, we're going to head down the ski slopes. And the air is really clear and crisp. You can maybe hear a stream somewhere. And you know that to be the cleanest, clearest water there is on this earth, because it's coming straight from the top of the mountains. And then we're kind of going to just sit rested at the top, really relaxed and calm, and just gaze around this imaginary landscape. And the sun can be shining because we're worshipping the sun today. It doesn't have to be a dark time. We're just using this as a visualization so you can see where you're heading. So just looking from left to right. We did this on a different day. We did this for Yule. Just, you can literally, if your neck is nicely supported and you feel easy moving it, you can just look from left to right as though you're scanning. And then bring your head to the middle and just get that feeling for, I know what I want to do. I'm really clear on what I'm going to do. I can see the way ahead. And as you look down the mountainside, just see yourself moving between the trees and the rocks on a path that you know. Somehow something in you knows. Enjoy the sunshine in your life today, however it comes across. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you. We've only got 2 more days left of Yule, so and I'm looking forward to it. Okay, see you soon.